Do you ever wonder how some photographers are able to take on an endless stream of clients and manage it without becoming overwhelmed and burnt out? Meanwhile, you are drowning in the never-ending menial tasks that you can't seem to break away from, and the idea of getting even more clients seems like a logistical nightmare. You're on the brink of throwing it all away. Wait, it's not magic, it's strategy. And I am here to let you in on one of the most powerful secrets savvy photographers use to book more clients and get more done in less time than it takes you to like this YouTube video. Hey friends, it's Krista. Welcome back to my channel. I am here to teach photographers how to make money and grow their business. Today, we are going to be talking about everything automation. What it is, how you can use it to make you money, where I use it in my business, and the tools that I use to set it up. So let's go ahead and get started. What is automation? At its core, automation is a way to implement a hands-off approach to a common task that happens inside your business. So you'll have a trigger, and when that trigger occurs, an automation will happen automatically. Think of it like auto pay on your mortgage or rent. On the first of every month, money is taken out of your account. So the trigger is the date, and the automation is that your landlord or your bank gets paid on that date without you having to think about it or do any extra steps to make it happen. And we can use this exact same idea inside of our business. The benefit that automation offers comes in three major areas. The first, and I feel like the most obvious, is that it saves you time working. Automations can be set up a single time and be used for years. Perfecting these automations might take some time, but overall, they will save you a ton of time that can be spent elsewhere within your business that you can use to make more money, like marketing. Next is response time. So it's important as a business that you do your best to stay at the forefront of people's minds. So being able to be in their inbox just a few moments after they inquire can be the difference between a booked client and no client. We live in a world where people expect instant gratification, and the better you are at giving that to them, the more likely they are to book with you. But the reverse is also true. The longer you take to respond, the more opportunities that your potential client has to see and talk to other photographers, and you could potentially be losing out on a lot of money by just delaying your response time by even a couple of hours. The most overlooked opportunity in automation, I feel, is actually between the time that a client books and that you have your session. This is an amazing time to actually increase the trust that a client has with you. And when you increase trust, it is going to be easier for you to ask for a sale or an upgrade at their session time. Think of it like this. If you're on Tinder and you've been talking to somebody and then you set up a date with them 2 weeks in the future, and then they did not speak to you at all until the day of or the day before your date, you would be extremely nervous and cautious and not really feeling the date when you arrived, because the 2 weeks that they did not spend talking to you allowed all those nerves to build up. So imagine that same scenario and you schedule a date, but that person continues to talk to you every single day or every other day leading up to your date. They are building a connection with you, and before you even get to the day of the date, you have probably already decided whether you would say yes to a second date because they've built up so much trust with you prior to even meeting them. As a photographer, you need to continue building trust with your clients even after they book. The more that you are able to reach out to them to answer their questions, to quell any nerves that they might have, the easier it will be for them on their session day, and the easier it will actually be for you as well. So this is where automations can play a huge part in elevating the experience that you are giving your clients, and also increasing the chances of you creating and having a bigger sale. So let's talk about where I implement automations in my business and the tools that I use to do these. Links to everything I mentioned will be in the description box below, as well as links to a course that I have been working on for the past year and a half to teach photographers how to make money without using social media. If you check out my social media, you will realize that I don't really have any social media for my business outside of paid advertisements, and this is the way I have been able to be successful, take control over my time, and continually get clients. If you're interested, the link will be down below, as well as the links to any of the software or tools that I mentioned. So to talk about what automations I use in my business, I actually have my notes right here that I'm going to read through for you, and I'm going to share this with actually how the client experiences this process, and then what automations I use to do those things, because I feel like it would be the easiest to understand. So when somebody fills out the contact form on my website, an email is sent to them immediately. This email contains the questions I know they want to ask, as well as some additional information about the studio, how to book a session, and 3 days later, if they do not book, another email is sent, and then 7 days later, and then 2 weeks later, if a session is not booked. The follow-up is extremely important. On average, somebody needs to talk to you or make contact with you or see your business 7 times before they are going to book with you. So by following up, you are increasing your chances of booking. A single email response can get lost very quickly, but that first initial contact is extremely important, as well as the follow-up emails. I'm gonna have my email flow for the inquiries linked down below, like I said, with everything else. To do this, I use Dubsado. So Dubsado is a highly customizable CRM, or client relationship management tool, that allows me to keep track of my new inquiries, my booked clients, and my session status. So this is where I keep everything that goes on with my business outside of money. I use a different tool for that, but this handles everything, and I integrate all of my automations into this tool. So if you're interested, I have a link below for 20% off your first year. Not sponsored. This is just a tool that I have been using for years. So when a client is ready to book a session, they schedule, they pay online, and that is when my next automation starts. So I use Acuity to schedule my sessions, but I keep my booked clients in Dubsado. So when a client books, I need them to be added as a new project in Dubsado. I use Zapier to set this up. So Zapier is a tool that allows you to create automations by connecting to our more different software tools. So the details from my scheduler automatically get sent to Dubsado every time a client books. And then when a client books, my contract is automatically sent to that client. After a day, if it is not signed, they get another reminder that it needs to be signed. Then once that's all signed, we get started on our second date prep, right? So this includes emails about what to expect at your session, emails about what to wear, different emails about hair, and it is all based on how far out the client books. So if somebody books 2 weeks in advance, they're gonna get emails a lot more often than somebody who books like 4 months out, right? We need to make sure we're staying in contact with clients, but we need to make sure that we're doing it appropriately. So my different automations are set up based on how far the client books. And again, this is all automated, so I don't even have to go in and touch these things. People book, and this is all set up, and I did it one time, and now it's done. So all of this information is sent out to my client, and during that time is that when we build trust, right? That second date prep, we are preparing before even our first date for the second date, and we want to make sure that we take this opportunity to build that trust up. So finally the session day arrives. They're 100% prepared. I've been in contact with them continuously this entire time since they've booked. And you know that when you ask for the sale or for the upgrade, that they are more likely to say yes. So this means bigger sales and increased revenue for your business. But this is not where we end, right? So 1 hour after the session, I send an automated email that asks for a review. And this email is the reason my business has over 60 5-star reviews. The email has also had the biggest impact on my business because these reviews are some of the best social proof that my or any business can have. If you've been procrastinating on setting up inquiry or email automations in your business, please take this video as a sign to do so. If you guys would like me to provide all of the emails that I send out in some type of package or something, please let me know. I'd be happy to gather all that for you. Links for everything will be in the description. Remember to subscribe to my channel and like this video if you found it useful, and I'll see you guys in the next one.